Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger. Sitting next to me on my couch is Trevor Scott.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to sleep. I've decided the world just it's fucked.
It's been a hot day. We're not on the deck because it's still like 38 degrees outside or something at 9:30 at night, 10 o'clock at night. And we just finished a brief discussion on politics and the way things are going. So, you know, we're feeling good.
One thing that we are happy about is it is our favourite time of year.
Mm-hmm. One of.
Yeah. It is. It used to be the only time that we got to do game design. Now we get to do a fuckload more. Yeah. But it's still good fun. And I just cannot wait for this weekend, which is Global Game Jam.
The Global Game Jam.
So my thought was, let's take last year's...
Oh, we'll do last year's theme first?
Do last year's theme for because this is coming out before everyone officially knows the theme, even though we already know it.
That's true, right.
So the next one...
I forgot that technically, even though we're recording this after, it should have been out.
Yesterday.
Yes. That's true. So its release will be before. So, okay. So this week we'll do last year's.
Which was Bubble.
And then next week we will do this year's theme, which we will not say on this episode.
Which we will not say.
Just in case.
There are people out there at Global Game Jam in Melbourne. Hello there.
Hello. Come and find us.
We'll be in one of the rooms probably doing some sort of crazy...
I don't know.
Adventure game or deduction game or some bullshit like that. Anyway, last year's theme was, as I said just before, was Bubble. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get one word each.
Yep.
Just to keep things a little bit easier.
And then we're going to bring in the theme Bubble as well and sort of see what, you know, in an alternate universe, what we might have made at a game jam. In 2025.
Yeah, so 3 to 1 click.
Yeah. Pressure.
Reactor.
Okay. And Bubble.
I mean, when Steam is building, there's bubbles.
Well, that's it. I was definitely getting the sense of like dropping control tubes into like, you know, does that create steam or whatever it does?
Yeah, I mean, all the power plants, all it is it's just turning some sort of liquid, usually water, into steam to turn turbines.
Yes.
And nuclear, it puts control rods and shit down into water, turns it instantly into steam, and...
Right. So then the control rods, is that taking them out of the water so less steam is being generated? I want, like, because they talk about the, like, control rods. So, yeah, it could be something around controlling the amount of steam being generated and stuff. Like,
I even just like the idea of you're managing Sector 7G and you've got
Simpson? Who is this Simpson?
I think you've just got a control panel in front of you, and it's just learning. Like it's your first day on the job, and they threw you into it. And
I do like the idea of controlling a nuclear, like a section of a nuclear power plant, but it's literally like our understanding of how a nuclear power plant might work. So we just make up all these connection things of like, the neutrino levels are going up to 1,000. We better do something.
and then what do? You fiddle this knob over here.
Yeah.
Like, and that may be all that you're told about, but it's like, whatever you do, don't push this button. And it's just like the game.
Do not push this button.
Do not push this button. Or don't touch that, or whatever it was. Like there was.
Yeah, there's a couple games like that, but I do like that idea of. Yeah, essentially learning the it's built with logic, but it's logic that only exists in this video game. You're not going to bring your actual nuclear power plant management skills to this game.
Definitely not.
Meaning, we're not going to do any research.
No research at all. Just this knob over here controls that bar over there, and it's got to stay in the green.
Yeah, that's it. We come up. Yeah, we have dials. We come up with some units. We come up with some numbers that we pull out of our ass.
I love the fact that it's either on or off, but as you got that on, it's bringing something over here down. It's bringing this up.
That's it.
And you got to balance.
It's basically a plate spinning kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you may be able to make it that there's an equilibrium to be found, but then of course, like events happen, like shit changes, and you're having to react to changing circumstances.
A fuse broke, so now you've now got to fix that
like
fuse.
less incoming power.
You can't use this side of the control panel because the fuse is broken, and that whole
it feels very
section
core repair.
Does feel very core repair, but I do like the idea of putting those things in. There's a reason why core repair worked.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it was plate spinning, but it was, thinking back to that game, and it's like, yeah, you can get away with no stability. You can get away with no lights.
You need your life support. You need your...
But it's like power. Everything's just continually spinning the whole time, but it's like, it's fine. It gets there.
All right, cool. Let's do another. Let's 3 to 1 click.
3 to 1 click.
Population.
Revolutionary.
Bubble. So in a population bubble, if you're talking about sort of birth rate versus resources used, there's a bit of something there. I don't want to get political about immigration or anything because that's not
okay. It's set in the far future, and it's like I like the idea. Like thinking back to some movies that I've thought of for a long time. Summer of Sam.
Okay.
It was about like a summer where there was a serial killer going around, a real serial killer, but it was just all about like this tight-knit neighborhood that were like tension was bubbling up under the surface and all this sort of stuff. Okay. And I like the idea of that sort of bubbling tension sort of happening with all this other stuff happening.
That's probably a better way to take it, for sure.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about population. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's set over this one summer where...
It gives me Stephen King story vibes.
Does.
Because he knows how to write a small town bubbling with tension. Like you think of...
But I'm thinking apartment block. I'm thinking literally it's just an apartment block and tensions are getting crazy as like... You could even set the backdrop as like the city's under lockdown because of a serial killer or something. And it's like you get the feeling that it's someone in your apartment block.
Okay.
I like the idea that the police are going apartment block to apartment block and everyone needs to stay locked in until that time.
Yeah, I feel like you could do this well as usual, influenced by games I've played recently. I played through Dispatch, which has got a bunch of Telltale folks who made it and is very much, so-and-so will remember that sort of gameplay. I feel like that could work well in that sort of thing where it's like, okay, you're having these scenes, you're having these interactions with the other people in your apartment. Mm-hmm. You're making dialogue choices, you're making character choices that can branch things in various ways.
You're going off and this person didn't turn up to the apartment meetings. So you're going and finding out, what's happening there. And you start suspecting different people.
But you could have things like, because often the way that those particular games branch is you'll have, one of two main sort of directions in, maybe an episode or whatever. I feel like in that one, it's like, oh, you choose, do you go to the apartment meeting? If you do, you notice that person wasn't there. If you don't, you run into that person. Yeah. And it maybe takes the story in a slightly different way.
But it gets to the same place.
But it gets you to essentially the same place.
What you can then have is at the end of each sort of day or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think each act is a day.
Yeah.
And it runs over a week maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not thinking about... Right now, we haven't...
This is not Game Jam scope.
We haven't put Game Jam scope. You could do 2 days, maybe. You could put that in. But I like the idea that at the end of each day, you get a news report as this building has been cleared and no one has been found. But it's just getting closer. Like your apartment block 13, and it's like apartment block 9 has just been cleared. Yep. Now you're up to 10, and it's like.
And each day you're sort of you're basically finding
you're hoping
evidence.
that it's found in one of the other
Yeah.
blocks.
But
I love the fact that...
But the evidence is building for particular people in your apartment block where it's like, oh shit, like I've got some suspicions here. And then I reckon on like day 4, someone in your apartment block is killed by this killer.
Well, is either a mysterious death happens and everyone immediately blames the fact that it's the serial killer. Like
okay.
Like they've been found in the stairwell, they've been, they've fallen downstairs. Everyone's saying that they were pushed, Someone says, oh, I heard that, one of the other victims got killed this way as well. So this is definitely the work of them. Everything's sort of bubbling up. I think where it comes down to is that it's all just paranoia. It was the serial killer's in one of the other buildings, like
right,
and it's just that bubbling up tension because that's what happened in Summer of Sam. Like everyone's, they go about the whole thing, but it was like it was a guy that was not even in the neighborhood sort of thing, but everyone was blaming everyone else, and everyone was getting heated and expecting that it's someone in the group and showing that happening.
Okay, I like that then, that it's happen. So do you even get to the point where maybe you don't even get to the point that your apartment gets searched because they find it in like the one before yours on the last day of this game, basically. Yeah. And then you kind of get the like,
the aftermath of everyone has ruined the relationships with everyone else because they've just been like so paranoid and just so accusatory and expecting that it's them because it hasn't been found anyone else.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's almost like the Thing, elements of that.
And then there were none sort of thing. Like everyone's going crazy, and there's just so much you can do with that.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think and again, like if you did it as a kind of branching dialogue thing, you could have the choices of like, do I take my character in a way where I'm trying to reconnect everyone and trying to fight against this paranoia, or am I just going the full on?
Are you going accusatory? Because
I'm just accusing everyone. I'm just like...
You're thinking, like if you've read nothing up on this, you're thinking you need to perform an investigation. So you're investigating, you're making the same deductions that everyone else is doing. Only to find out
like the idea that you
nothing
consider yourself a private investigator or something, but like, you're not actually good at this. Like you're still just basing it off hearsay and preconceptions and misinformation. Yeah.
Like if you did that well and, you're piecing things together and you're going, kind of like the seance at Blake Manor, where you get all the pieces and you can sort of build a hypothesis and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. I love that whole idea. I love the fact that it's not real.
Yes, I love the idea of
a deduction game.
A deduction game based on misinformation where you are intended to find the wrong, like as a story thing, you actually make the wrong conclusion.
Yeah.
And like that's what the evidence points to. It's just the evidence was false or like, misleading or whatever it was.
You didn't have the evidence from the other crimes. You just had the evidence of what was happening here and who was suspicious.
Yeah.
And there's just there's something about that makes me think if you wrote this well and you pulled this off, like it could be one of those once in a lifetime things. If you sit back and you go, fuck, I had this all wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be one of the greatest like aha moments in video games. Especially if you do it well enough that it's not just outright false information. It's like, this was ambiguous. The combination of it all clearly led towards this, but it was all circumstantial. It was all, and then using the tropes and elements of video game mechanics, you're obviously pushing the player to make those conclusions. Like there's no other conclusion they could have made. I don't think you do it that they can actually make the right conclusion from it. Like it's a narrative thing.
You cannot find
because that evidence is not there. Yeah,
because he's in a different building that you cannot have access to.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not even on your suspect list.
But what I love is if you happen to be looking out the window during this one act, you see someone get killed in the apartment block across the road.
Right.
And you could have seen this like same night one.
Well, but I wonder if
Something like
I mean, that could be an interesting, like you find out that no one can vouch for, 2 people at that time in your building. And so it becomes part of your investigation. Like, yes, that was a real murder by the guy. The guy in the other building who you'd never even heard of. But again, because of this paranoia and because of this, like, I must investigate to find it, like, it must be someone in the building,
Because the alarm went off at this time.
Yeah, like this, again, circumstantial stuff. I like the idea. Again, this is the problem. You and I come up with these ideas and we're like, we're not clever enough to write this.
No,
but
we don't need to be.
If you can,
because we're just discussing.
If you can make the player slide seamlessly from, the killer could be in our building, to, the killer's in our building and I have to find out who it is, without them realizing that they've made that leap on no evidence.
Yeah.
And then they're in it, right?
Thing is, it's very much like if you've ever played Sudoku and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
People go in with the preconception that, when I'm playing this game, there is one solution I'm going for. So they discount other possibilities,
Absolutely.
like deadly patterns and all this sort of stuff, because you are coming into a puzzle and you're playing a game, you expect it there to be one solution.
Well, that's it, and that's what I'm saying.
And that's where you get them in this, because this is not about the puzzles. This is not about working out. This is about learning about the other people. This is a game about
it's
just
the
seeing
experience of it.
just the experience of, if you go down this other route, maybe there is a route that goes a little bit quicker, that you're not actually suspecting people. But the thing is, you've got to do some of the wackiest things to not sort of get caught up in the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of essentially using the preconceptions of the player that they're playing a deduction game.
So therefore they've got to deduce, and at the end they will find out who it is.
Yeah. And then pulling the rug out from them, basically. They'll have made their conclusions. We may have even let them make an accusation, and then
Lynch mob, basically.
And then there's a report comes in, or a policeman comes to the door or whatever. It's like, okay, everyone's free to go. We found the guy.
And they've just hung this guy or whatever, and just
maybe that's one of the
Lynch mob
options.
or something like that. Like, and that's like,
like that would be, however you reveal that, there would be a great moment in a game.
Yeah, and then it's one of those things of, you want to do that whole telltale thing of the rest of the audience. When you got to this point, they chose this.
Oh yeah.
They chose
definitely
this.
Give the
they chose it,
choices.
and you just show that how many people ended up at this ending, how many people ended up at this ending, how many people ended here, and it's like just by making those choices, and it's like, holy shit, we're terrible people.
yeah. That's awesome. I love that. If we had the writing chops, or we found someone who did, I'd love to make that
If
game.
only we were back a year ago talking about this, we could have made that that 7-day game.
Yeah.
No.
All right. 3, 2, 1 bubble.
3, 2, 1 bubble.
Driver.
Holiday.
And
bubble.
Okay. And bubble. I keep thinking of Glinda and Wicked driving the bubble.
Any time I think of Driver, I think of the old PlayStation game Driver.
Yeah.
But you saying Glinda makes me want to think of Driver
Oz edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you got broomsticks and bubbles, and you've got, because that was very narrative, sort of, wasn't it? That was like you had a mission. And there'd be a car chase, basically.
You got cops and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. And very, very difficult missions. We don't need to go that way.
No.
But I love it being that, like, you play Glinda, and you are essentially almost an investigator.
Yeah.
We're taking it away from...
Oh, yeah.
We're taking it away from Wicked.
It's not the movie version. It's not whatever. It's,
so
using the characters.
She is a witch, but like, it's been many years since Dorothy's been and all this sort of stuff. And, like, there's no real need for witches anymore. So she needed a new career. And she started seeing some crime, like, popping up in Oz.
Yeah, well, I think the wizard's gone. Like, the witches, all the rest of the witches are gone.
Except for the one in this.
Except for...
Well, is she in the north or south? I can never
who...
remember. The opposite one.
Yeah,
East and West are dead.
Yes.
Because they were wicked.
Who is the opposite one for her?
So the opposite one, I can never remember her name, but in the original story, Glinda is not the one who first meets her. It's like the other one.
Oh, yeah. Who's the witch of the south? No, Glinda is the witch of the south. Who's the witch of the north? Good witch of the north. Sometimes named Locusta or Tatty Poo. Yeah, okay.
So I like the idea that, Tatty Poo's just a drunk.
Yeah.
Like, smashed all the time and all this sort of stuff. And Glinda's like, I need to use my magic for good. I'm a good witch.
Yeah.
So she goes out and she solves crimes and stuff with magic.
Yeah. Munchkin murders,
Emerald City murders. There's lots of those.
Yeah. Flying monkeys stealing stuff.
Yeah. And then there's tell of a new witch in the West.
Ooh.
Like a new wicked witch.
Alpha B.
So do you know the reason why she's called Elphaba?
No, I think I've heard it, but
because the writer of The Wizard of Oz was L. Frank Baum.
Oh, L. Frank, right?
Elphaba.
Okay.
So it's just literally what's his name who wrote the original story, which it is so not the musical.
Oh no,
it was fucked.
Yeah. Well, there's a ton of the books, right? And it's
but it's adult and there's sex scenes and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, how the fuck did they turn this into
the Wizard of Oz and Wicked? Yeah.
There's a little bit of that in the fact that the wizard comes and.
I mean, we all watched Return to Oz, which was much darker. I don't know how much
that is such a good film.
Went to like. I don't know how much that
that
was to the books.
That is actually very close to the books.
Okay.
Like Mombi with her changing heads and all that sort of stuff happens in the books.
The Wheelers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. TikTok of Oz, all that sort of stuff. Like, so L. Frank Baum was like kind of fucked in the head.
This is the like crime lords.
Yeah. And I just love the idea
Glinda's
that
now kind of going up.
It's like a new witch is coming up in the West, and the crime is actually, sort of like the influence spreading. Good people committing bad deeds.
Yep.
And it's like, it's almost, I like the idea of it not even being, a witch that has always been there, but it's actually, something is making this being come.
Is it Dorothy and she's come back as an adult? Just to
twist it. I kind of like that, but
or
she's gone through some shit.
Is it Toto?
Or was it Bellina, the talking chicken?
What? I don't
From Return
that.
to Oz.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched Return to Oz in 30 plus years.
But I like the idea that it's not even a being that's being born; it's a being that's being like created from just the
magic or from the primordial.
Yeah, and it's just sort of coming into being, and it's
the wizard's
and it's actually
the Wizzjizz.
I mean, you've just found. I think you've just you've just found
the wonderful Wizzjizz of Oz.
The Wizzjizz,
the jizz, the wizardy jizz.
And I jizzed in my pants.
And I jizzed in my whiz. Well, what time are we at here?
We've still got time for one more.
Okay.
That is kind of cool, though. I do like a good Wizard of Oz crime sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like there's been something like that. Wasn't there an adventure game that was
We discussed one.
Emerald City something?
We discussed one a long time ago.
I think it's even
on.
a Emerald City Confidential. It's a Wadget Eye one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, from 2009. So it's actually... Yeah.
God, I kind of want to play that now.
Is it actually set? Yeah, set in Oz. It's a noir.
So,
Yeah.
3 to 1 bubble.
Yeah. Escape.
Tragedy.
Okay. Escape tragedy bubble. What sort of bubble causes a tragedy?
Underwater.
Ooh,
Underwater escape.
Okay.
Something
Yeah,
about
bubbles
that.
underwater. So like a submarine sort of thing, or some
And
sort
the,
of
and the tragedy
facility?
can even just be that it crashed and everyone expects everyone to be dead. But you're in an air bubble. And
Okay. Ooh, I like the idea of sort of not quite horror, but like a tense walking sim sort of thing.
or a tense escape room. But
with escape room elements. I like that. But I feel like the reason I said walking sim is because I was thinking of a Firewatch vibe where you're on the radio with someone, or you're like getting transmissions and trying, like initially you're getting transmissions, but you can't send them or something. And so, the first part of the escape room or whatever is, you've got to fix the radio so you can get your transmissions out. And then, it becomes this tense first person thing of finding your way out of this place before the water, like before the collapse.
Before the whole thing gets
things are breaking
crushed
from
by the pressure.
And I like that.
Just the fact that you're hearing the creaking of the submarine
Oh, yeah.
continuously.
Yeah.
Like, you're hearing one of the screws come ping, and the water's coming through.
God.
And it's like...
This is VR, actually. Yeah. I feel like really, really double down on the immersion factor.
Nice blue wash
Yeah, yeah.
throughout most of it,
Like
with the
red
occasional
lights
red.
and stuff, yeah.
Red flash.
Yeah.
There's something about that just... You want to stylize, so I kind of want like a toon shader sort of thing, so that your two colors are blue related, essentially.
I mean, I wonder if you could do an even more, like a cut down palette, almost like a 16-bit kind of thing,
Yeah.
dithering, and kind of like Obra Dinn did with 3D stuff, dithering in 3D, and that sort of thing. Maybe not fully.
If you can make it work in
like
VR,
that,
which is one of the hardest things to actually.
Yeah,
make
you'd
it
have
work
to get
out
that
of
to
both
work.
eyes.
You'd have to get that to work in VR, which could be tricky with that sort of dithering. But you could just put it. You could just put it into the textures and stuff as well. But like bake it in to a certain degree. But if you could get that sort of cut down style to work, but really keeping that tension and the audio would be a big part of it. That'd be cool.
Hearing like different clangs.
And hearing things happen in different parts of this sub. Like I think you're restricted to, you only end up going through a small part of it because the rest of it is flooded already.
Or it's torn in half,
or whatever it is. They managed to shut the emergency bulkheads or whatever and seal that part in. And I think at one point you solve a puzzle in an area and triggers like that area filling up, like, and you've got to get out of there quickly.
Yeah.
Like have a real tense little scene.
Now, I don't think you do it in a way that it's unsolvable if you don't happen to, you don't want to do the Sierra thing of you didn't pick up this one pixel, so therefore you're now fucked at the end of the game.
This is what I mean. I think it's triggered narratively from you've solved the puzzles in that area.
But you make it feel like it's... the clock is always ticking.
Of course, yeah, for sure. And that's with the sounds and that's with the narrative, like the radio stuff going back and forth, and that's really cool.
There is something about submarines that freak me the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that far underwater, no way out, like, and having it as an escape room and getting to the point where it's like, oh, even if I do get out of here, we're at the bottom of the fucking ocean. There needs to be something up there to stop me from having the pressure sickness. Otherwise, you know.
Well, I mean, I think the end game of it needs to be turning on some sort of signal locator that they're going to send someone down to get you. Like, they didn't know anyone was there still, but and they can't find you based on just the radio waves. Like, it's too broad. You know, they can't pinpoint the location well enough, and they don't have the resources, obviously, to search large areas of the ocean. You know, maybe you even like went down a trench sort of thing, and they don't even have the equipment to, you know, they can't dive that deep. They have to send specialized equipment down. So they need to know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
And so you maybe even having to like build things based on stuff they send you because to like strengthen the whatever, you know, to actually get a strong enough signal out, because even the stuff that was on board the sub isn't strong enough to actually pinpoint to the degree that they need.
Yeah.
Or like mapping landmarks out the window, you know. Can you imagine like having to like shine some sort of mapping laser out the window?
God.
And you're just seeing it sort of go over the landscape and stuff, and then some fucking creature like comes up in front of you.
Just a big shadow.
Or just a shadow over the top.
Just needs to be a shadow.
Yeah.
And it's huge. Yeah. Like a giant squid sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like even just one of those.
It's even just a giant squid. No, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a kraken.
No.
No, that happens in the last part of the game when
I barely know them.
Anyway, I think that does bring us to the end of this episode.
It brings us to the end of this episode. So thank you, as usual, for joining us. If you'd like to find our previous episodes online, you can go to bitstormcast.com or check them out anywhere else you get podcasts. I use Pocket Casts. I don't know about you guys.
I use Overcast.
Yeah, they're both pretty good, like, you know, mostly indie. I mean, Pocket Casts has gone through a few acquisitions here and there, but Aussie made. Yeah, and if you want to find the game that we're working on, the demo is available now, and you can go to bitstorm.games or just search Grant Grover Anthology on Steam.
Yeah. And if you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure by the band Kuradust. I meant to say, Ben, I actually found one of the original mixes that, like the other day.
From Kuradust?
From
Containment
Kuradust.
Failure?
So the original mix and like test mix A and like
nice.
A full mix down. So I might have a bit of a listen and have a see how different it is from the...
That's fun.
It is fun.
So yeah, thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I'm not the killer.